We are back. It's Saturday again. Another week of beautiful agate videos on the Agatebay YouTube channel. I'm Joshua and I'm cutting some of the most beautiful agates found in the entire world. These are the Alimajo XXL Agates, or should I better say XXXXXL version of these pieces, because these are some of the largest pieces that have ever been found, some of the largest I have ever cut. Let's get right into cutting these. Here's one thing that I think is rather rare for these Alimajo agate, and this is a fracture. I can spot it running across here. There's a window here and another window here where I can see also there's another fracture in between the windows, so I want to get nowhere near this window, and the fracturing line, so that really narrows down the angle from just cutting from the side of this window across here next to that fracturing line, trying to avoid all the fractured windows that I can see. So I'm actually cutting in this piece here for one better and one worse half. Pretty nice piece, but it still does have a little bit of fracturing. It is a pretty nice piece with beautiful coloring, opened up to a druzy as well. This little bit of a fracture is like only a millimeter deep, so if you spend the time, you can easily grind it out and make it a little more valuable specimen without having this fracture here. And I will be giving these pieces away that are not the top quality for me to the first people that are ordering some of these rough stones. Each half of these will be given away to one of the first orders on my website for these rough stones. Another piece with a little bit of a windowed area here on the back side, a big windowed area here at the front. So I want to go somewhere in between here, avoiding all the windows and probably cutting even a little bit further where the volume is smaller. So cutting right next to this window here and a little further back on this nodule to avoid most of the quartz. And yeah, let's see how much of the quartz is going to be left in this piece. You never really know how the quartz is extending inside of the nodules, so a lot of times it's really just making a guess. Oh wow, that is great. Wow. Really just the perfect decision to cut it that far back, because I was able to eliminate almost all of the quartz but still have it add a little bit of contrast in the center, and I think it's just absolutely perfect now. The banding so nice. I love the symmetry, just perfectly going around in circles. Still some great contrast in the banding, a little bit of parallax in the white outlining, and I think really just the perfect agate now. Really loving this one. I'd call this pretty much a no-brainer. You can see the big window here up front extending up to here, so I'm avoiding all of this area to not cut through it, but it doesn't really matter because more of the volume is to the back. I think I will just, for the sake of not running into the risk of cutting into the fracture, stay behind this fracturing line possible. It could not be a fracture, but it could be. So just giving it a few millimeters of room, cutting right where my finger is my indicator, cutting back there behind the window, and yeah, not change too much. And here you can see the fracture line going pretty parallel to my cut, just giving it very little of room to breathe, but still enough to get two nice halves out of it, hopefully. Yeah, let's just see how it turns out. Oh, no bueno. That's what can happen sometimes. This is what it looks like. It's really closing down. Like this entire backside is almost just carbonate with a little bit of orange color. And the agate is really just concentrating up to the front face here. So in order to salvage this specimen, I mean, you could of course polish the backside, but you could also just don't polish the front and get most of the agate banding out of here. I will be giving this piece away as well to one of the first orders of the rough material. In order to cut for symmetry, I decided to cut just the back off here next to the window. The volume is the thickest here to the left side, so I'm just going to cut across this piece next to the window. That's what it looks like, just next to the bump. I don't really care about it because it doesn't add any to the volume of the piece. But this really has the potential to be one of the best Malawi agates ever cut. Maybe. Oh. Wow. It is pretty good. It is pretty good, I have to say that. I just wish it would be banded to the core, that's all. I mean, hands down, it really is a fantastic quality piece. Opening it up, just look at the banding in the rim area. With this bright blue, the yellow, there's a little bit of a dendrite even here to the side of it. Then the pink in the center. I mean, it's beautiful. Even looks like a little bit of smoky quartz in the center. But of course I was hoping just for another stone like the one I have as my logo, which is actually from the same locality, just about half the size of this piece. But these Malawi agates from the Alimajo mine, especially the XL version, are really my favorite agates to cut in the entire world. I just love cutting it for the variety and the beautiful colors. It's really just amazing. If there's a couple smaller windows here that I need to avoid, I will cut to the left of it, and then just once across here like this, above this little thing here, because that's a quartz druzy flow channel opening to the left of that, and then coming back around here up to the window that is here. I'm really just curious to see how it's going to turn out, but also it would be a pretty thin piece if I cut it not for the full face. So I think on this one it's really the good decision to get the most out of this piece. Let's just see what's happening. Oh, look at that. Pretty nice actually. But I think it turned out gorgeous. I mean, look at the color combination with the yellow and red. So intense and beautiful. I mean, of course it has the quartz center, but again, a little floater up here, and in the other half it's really like a separated second part of the nodule. I really like this one. Beautiful colors. Talking about beautiful colors, you can see this beautiful window right here with the red color tone with a little bit of this translucent banding surrounding the colorful center. So I'm really just cutting from edge of the window to the other edge of the window, but still hitting the pretty thick volume of the piece. Sitting in all tight and perfect. Let's rip it. Richtig flotte Biene. Oh, wow. It cuts so much quicker than expected. Look at the beautiful color in this one here with the orange. It does have some of these micro fractures, like these kind of flaky fractures in the rim area, but beautiful colors. The quartz in the center, a little odd looking, but I think still a decently nice piece. Also giving away both halves of this specimen if you order some of these rough Malawi agates from my website right now. Really not much to see in this one here, only tiny little window which seems to have a quartz core, so there's just one layer of white banding and then quartz, what I see here. Same over here, quartz with white banding and also a little bit of carbonate on the side. I'm just gonna go for the more concentrated banding cut like this. My expectations are pretty low. Yeah, just going for a surprise cut here. Oh, okay. Actually pretty cute. Wow! Look at that. Two different centers, floater, beautiful colors. It's actually quite nice. So the white color I saw from the outside is actually more pink. Look at that. What a gorgeous piece with this separated little chamber down there and... oh, caught it. And the little floater in the chamber as well. And then here it's actually a double floater. So you can see the outer band quartz, then inner bands with beautiful pink and peachy color, then another layer of quartz, another layer of agate, and then quartz again. So it's a multiple floater and actually a really beautiful specimen. I kind of like this one. I'm really just seeing one good angle in this piece, and it's pretty much just a big window in this agate, but beautiful as well. So the window starts over here, goes all the way around to here, then there's a little bit of an interruption in between, then it starts over here, and this is kind of what I don't like as much because it's opening up to this kind of quartzy center. So I will be cutting from this short section in between across this piece, avoiding this window up top, avoiding this window up here, avoiding this window just barely. So I'm just like cutting a little bit like in this angle. I think it's sitting in there all nice, tilted a little bit, but this will increase the agate angle for me with the most banding, avoiding all the windows now. So I think it's sitting in there all nice and tight. Oh yes. Beautiful colors, and it turned out to be a beautiful, super intensely colored red specimen. It does have a little bit of a fracture running through here, but the colors are really fantastic, so I'm definitely going to get this polished, and it'll be available as an individual specimen per half on my website as you're watching this video. It's only got this window right here where you can see it's got some quartz, but orange floater in the quartz. So I will be going full face for this piece, just cutting a millimeter above this window here and then once across this piece. So I'm avoiding all of the carbonate. So let's just go ahead and cut it. Oh. Huh, look at that. I've been cutting it really just perfectly the way I wanted it, just above the window. and the carbonate was even reaching up further into the nodule than I expected. I think it's still pretty much the perfect cut I could have placed with this little red floater here in the center, but because of this large amount of quartz in the center, this is another one I'll be giving away, so you get this for free if you're one of the first people to order some of this rough material off my website. This piece here shows no windows at all, but it really gives a great angle for symmetry and concentrated banding. So I'm just gonna cut it right across here, over here, back down here, and then up here to get two really beautiful halves, hopefully, out of this piece. Okay, last one to go. Let's see if it's gonna be the best one of the batch. Oh, okay. Huh. Wow, look at that. I am really liking this piece. It's just beautiful looking with this floater, this double floater, so clean looking. The clarity of the quartz, almost a little smoky, but I really like this piece. And with the new saw blade I put in, these are really cutting so quickly. This took maybe half a minute to cut, and also the other ones maybe just a minute. So this is a really good saw, and especially with the new saw blade I plugged in, it's really so much fun to cut. And in general, also these Malawi agates are just a joy because they're so colorful, you never know what you're getting, but sometimes you just cut that one killer piece and you're just like, so hyped. Here is the total result of the pieces of these Alimajo XXL specimens. These are really some of the largest I've ever cut from that locality. I will be giving away these 8 pieces you can see here to the first 8 people that will be ordering one of these Alimajo XL batches off my website. All the other ones you can see here right now, these will all be polished and up for sale in the specimen selection of my website. The amount of material I still have from the locality is very, very limited, and it's not possible to export any rough stones out of the country since the beginning of 2025. Yeah, I think these are just such beautiful pieces. They're really some of the most fun material you can cut worldwide. The variety of colors is unmatched, and it's really just so much fun to cut these. There is a 20% discount that you can automatically save on if you purchase 10 specimens off my website or more. So I currently have several hundred polished pieces on my website, so make sure to check it out if there is a couple you would like to add to your collection. This way you can really save a ton of money. Yeah, leave it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you next week, Saturday, again for one of these fun cutting videos. I have 2 more things or ideas that I want to share with you. One of them is the Malawi material is very limited due to the reasons that since the beginning of 2025 it is not possible to export any rough stones out of the country anymore. So I am sold out or running very low in most of the Malawi rough stock that I have. However, now is the exciting part. The Alimajo XL, I try to ration it off a little bit so I can have some in the future as well. But it happens almost every single week that someone is asking me if they can buy some of the Alimajo XL rough. So in order not to continuously have to respond to those questions, I'm just going to make it available until we are sold out of this material from now on, so we don't have to kind of ration it and take it off and put it back on. Currently we have about 100 pounds in ready to sell stock here in the store, so all of that will be available until we're sold out of it. There is a little bit of the regular Alimajo, which is the smaller size variety, and also the polyhedroid agates we've had available are almost entirely sold out. So make sure to check out the rough rock on my website if you want to grab some of your own rocks to cut. The rough rock we have offered has been selling so much better than I expected. And also we are entirely sold out of Mozambique agates now. The other thing is Agatebay is going through some structural changes. So in the last few months we gained 2 new co-workers, and the space here obviously is not going to be big enough for the operations moving forward. So we are going to move out of this place here until September, and we are moving into a newer, larger facility that currently still requires some work. We hope to have it all ready and renovated and updated by when we move in September. So there's going to be an exciting video about that, and we're also kind of updating our all internal processes and also some changes on the website that we want to improve. So if there's anything that you would like improvement on, or that you have, great ideas of how our operations could be made better, or if there's any features on the website that you would like to be added, then please send an email to info@agatebay.de, so we can try to integrate as much as possible to give you the best customer experience that we possibly can. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again next week.